Good morning, my gardening friends. This is Deanna from Garden's Glory, Zone 6A. I wanted to start this video, this little garden tour, from a different angle than I normally start. So you can see the entryway into the garden from over here. I know I usually show it, but I just kind of wanted to do the garden in reverse just to kind of see what things strike me differently. It is raining. It was not raining like it is at the moment, but I'm just going to try to get this done because it was super windy yesterday, and really I was just afraid things were just going to look like a mess, but only a couple things happened, and I'll show you that. But I do want to show you how amazing my potatoes are looking. My tomatoes are getting bigger. My onions and my garlic. And according to my friend Sydney, this is the garlic and these are the onions. Unfortunately, I do still have that clematis wilt on there. I need to cut that little part back. And I did tell you last time I goofed. I knew there was two different clematis on here, but I showed you a newer flower and an older flower. But actually that was incorrect. So sorry about that. So this is, I'm not sure the name of this one, but this is the one variety. But then the other one up here is this pinker version. So sorry about that. I think this one might be Nellie Moser. All right, so now let's look over the garden gate at the view here. So what I was really trying to do yesterday was protect some of these bigger, taller things from falling over. So I got out here and put some cages around it. The plant on the left will be going into bloom soon. That's a purple loosestrife. I did not put that there. It just popped up in the garden and I left it. I haven't seen anything, spread from it. But anyway, let's go in here. Oh, and let me just give you a little rose update. It is looking so happy since I cut all that stuff off, and I've been coming out here and looking for eggs, and I've been coming out here and looking for caterpillars, and it has stayed pretty nice. So I'm going to try to keep up on that. So you can see here, kind of pretty. The peonies are about done. I have a couple that are still pretty. Let me show you one if I can find one here. Yeah, look at that, you guys. Isn't that beautiful? Unfortunately, my husband won't let me bring them in because they have such an ant issue. So they have to be enjoyed outside, which kind of stinks. But let me show you back here. This is a blue chiffon Rose of Sharon, and I know it's very close to the house. I was hoping that by, just getting it so tiny that I would kind of keep it the way I want it to be and not get too overwhelming over here, but we'll see. I do have, this is one thing I really wanted to show you, is I have put in so many echinacea or coneflower in the last couple of years, and they are just doing great. This is actually from my mother-in-law's garden, so that means a lot to me. But let's kind of go back here a little bit. So this is the Helen von Stein lamb's ear right there in the bottom right. Just love that plant. I love it for the color. I love it for the ease. Great plant. So when this starts to bloom, it is going to be so pretty. It's like a pinky purple. And I have over here another really nice stand of coneflower. I have been also spreading around my black-eyed Susan so that I have black-eyed Susans and coneflower going off at the same time, because that really is a nice combination. And this is that soapwort that my mom brought me back from Tennessee, and it does spread, and every year I just pull a bunch, and then I have a manageable amount the next year. And so that is also getting tall, and I do need to stake these up somehow because they will flop over. I'm liking the little stakes that just kind of go like a half U and just kind of push the whole thing back. That seems to be working rather than staking one at a time, because they just blow over. So unfortunately my yellow baptisia is about ready to cut back. If I chose not to cut it back, it would go to seed. but I don't really want to do more of these because of the fact that they're impossible to move, and so I don't really need the seed, so I will cut that back. One thing I really wanted to show you were these. This is a yellow loose stripe. These are not invasive, and as far as I know, and they have been really beautiful in my garden. I'm going to show you a spot that's just amazing, and I was really worried that wind was going to take them out in the other spot, but they look pretty good still. Still loving this lemony looking nepeta. So this sedum I put in, and it's the newer kind that's supposed to stay like really low to the ground, and it's supposed to really like bloom out to where you can't see the green at all. It's like rockin', well, not rockin', I don't think that's right. I thought I had a tag, but anyway, the geraniums are starting to bloom, which is exciting. My limelight hydrangea is starting to take off, and that's exciting. Now, I was still planning on moving that forward. I'm really hoping I don't hurt it. And then when I move it forward, I was going to redistribute the hostas at the base right there. All right, so let's look under the tree. The tree is, look, kind of right hanging down in front of me because it's heavy from all the rain that we've had. But we're going to go under it. Hope we don't end up with any rain in the hearing aids. Actually, now that hearing aids, I'm an audiologist, so just for your information, now that hearing aids are most people get them and rechargeable, there's no open battery door, which really helps a ton on water issues. So I should be okay in this little bit of rain. But I really wanted to get out here before anything else got ruined. And plus, I think the colors are so pretty with the rain on them. Look at the differences in those hosta colors. I love that. All right, let's move a little further, get a duck under the tree here. I think this is just getting so pretty, you guys. I'm working on, sorry, there's a tree in my face. I'm working on adding more height. And in the video that I did the other day, I showed you guys a shrub called a bottle brush buckeye, and it is actually back there, and it literally should be like taller than the fence. So hopefully eventually that thing is going to fill up that back corner and will bloom, which is neat to have a shrub that will bloom in full shade. And I do still want to do a hosta tour. I don't know all the names of my hostas, but I do know some of them. And that right there is just a volunteer Annabelle that I got from another Annabelle. All right, so this sad looking little project right here is these grasses. I tried to overwinter them in the ground and then move them back up into the pots, and they're still looking pretty sad. Let me show you that bottle brush buckeye closer. That's what that looks like, back there by the mirror. So that should get way, way bigger, like probably 8 to 10 feet. So this is its, I think, second or third year, so I'm waiting. I'm waiting for the leap year. That hosta right there, which I'm kind of shocked is already about to, I think, go into bloom maybe. That one is a Empress Woo. Mine doesn't seem to be as big as other people's gets. That's been there several years. I don't know. I do have really crappy soil. This is I believe, a Dancing Queen hosta. Okay, let's go back this way and look this way. Oh, you guys, I'm so pleased with how this is coming along. I am so, so pleased. One thing I just noticed is I love that blue hosta down there. And once some of these other plants get a little bigger, I think I'm going to put blue hostas under all the shrubs. I think that would really pop to have some blue along the whole way. One thing, Faye from Gracie's, I think it's Gracie's Home and Garden, asked me to show you an update on were my lisianthus. And I never really thought to do that last time, but first I want to show you how great of a job my garden helper did in planting my dahlias. they're all coming up, every single one of them. So since I had so many dahlias, I put them in bags and they're doing good. These are the ones that I just put in the bags last week and they sprouted and come up. And these are my lisianthus. So lisianthus are famous for growing very slowly. And these were, I seeded these in January and look at how big they are. And according to my one friend who runs my church garden, these are actually quite big. But anyway, that's what they look like. And they will actually get what looks like roses. And I don't think this is anything I've ever really seen at a garden center. That's the one thing about growing things from seed, is you can do things that you don't get to see at your garden center, which is really cool. So here, let's just take a real quick look here. This is the new garden bed. And my wheels have been turning on what I'm gonna put in here. It is a lot of space, but it kind of isn't. I mean, once you know, we get the arbor in and the stepping stones all down, it won't be as much planting space as you might think. But I did choose to do a arbor over the swing as my anniversary present instead of a diamond ring. Some of you may think I'm crazy, but to me, unless I got something that was better than what I already had, I didn't see the point in spending that kind of money on something that I already have that looks really nice. So we're getting a beautiful garden arbor. So that'll probably get bought this weekend, and who knows, maybe we'll put it together next weekend on video, we'll see. But I just think, I was telling my friend, I'm like, can't you just imagine, like, whatever's on, sorry, it's hard to find my hand, whatever's on that side, low growing like that, repeating that on this side, and then things will get bigger as it goes up towards the swing and then back smaller again. It is just going to be, I think it's just going to be magical, and I am really pleased with how things are coming along. And it's starting to feel like, you know, we've planned on moving for years, and my son's like, you're not moving. But we have always planned to move to a couple acres where I can have a swimming pool, and he can have a big work shed, and we can have a 3-car garage. And we just want a small house, but we want room for our stuff. And my kids are like, you're never moving. And the more we do, the more I'm like, oh, maybe we are never moving. But if you look at this, let's look back this way again. I could not be happier with this. Well, I could if the smoke bush was 8 foot, and if the, let's see, where's that? That's the Rose of Sharon was 6 foot, 8 foot, and if that other was, you know, if these were all tall, that'd be awesome. But I really think this is really pretty, and I'm really loving those blue hostas down there, and I am now going to spread that around. All right, so let's walk this way, and I'm going to go under the tree here. I love this maple. My white petunias are doing really well. And they did, I think, have thrips and must have got rid of them. So one thing about the thrips is that I think that the neem oil really did not work, but what worked seemed to be the just putting Dawn dish soap in the water and watering all the leaves and stuff with it. So that made me happy. Look at the smoke bush, you guys. So I was so, you know, thinking all winter, how big will this get? And you can see that some of these branches are well over a foot already. And you can also see the new growth that's getting close. I really am pretty sure these are gonna hit the fence by the end of the season. All right, so in the front here, we have yellow in the Black-eyed Susans, but look at those. Now those have moved a little. They were perfectly straight up and down and looked amazing. But I really love the yellow loosestrife up against that white trellis, and they, even though they're leaning, still gorgeous, don't you think? Even though I'm standing here in the rain, I just wanted you guys to see how beautiful and perfect these are. And when I show you the next stand that's on the other side, you'll see what I'm talking about. My petunias are still doing good. I need to just do a little deadheading. I know Proven Winner says you don't have to do deadheading, but I don't like how that looks. So I'll be pulling the wavy, you know, ones that look like they're croaking. I'll pull those off. There's my purple lavender chiffon rose of Sharon that is also, looks like it's grown a little, not a lot, but look at this, you guys. Is that not just like perfection right there? I'm so pleased with this. I'm so happy to see the wind did not totally take them out yesterday. I think it really helped because they have fallen forward in the past and then been a mess. I think what really helped was having those strong black-eyed Susans in the front and kept them upright. That made me happy. All right, let's go over here. So I finally got those cosmos in the ground that I kind of forgot to put in. Those are the little ferny looking thing. The thing here is a, I know this, Gomphrena. And I'm not sure if it's a pink one or a white one. I did put some of my things that I did from seed. These are the agastache. This is I think I got this one from Holly, and she said it was just kind of a native. Yeah, that's what she said. It was a native. Look, more coneflower that's going to go off. Now I do need to, after this coneflower blooms, I'm going to move it because I don't want it on top of this. I don't want anything to happen to my golden smoke bush. But still, I think I forgot to show you some of the coneflower that is in this border. Like if you go back here, there's coneflower there that's gonna go off. I've got snapdragons there too. But look, there's coneflower down there, coneflower there. So I've really just been trying to work on getting the yellow and the purple kind of spread around because it's such a good combination. And I am having to do these on my iPad still because I was smart enough to send my iPhone through the laundry. I still have my Boom Chocolata that needs to get put in the ground. I'm not sure it's going to go there. This is a vanilla strawberry, yeah, or strawberry vanilla hydrangea. That thing seems to be loving its life. I do need to come in here. This is all lilac that needs to be cut back out. My geraniums are still looking glorious. My, look at that's pink pewter lamium. I think that is so pretty. But I love this thing. Like, I don't even remember getting it. I'm pretty sure I probably got it from my mom. So pretty. I am in the process of ordering some perennials right now. I was going to get another one of these. That is a caramel heuchera. And I just, even though it's kind of a fallish color, I really love it. And they have really loved being here. Look at this view. All right. Let's see, what else did I want to show you? Oh yeah, so this planted itself. Is that not the craziest thing? In like a perfect little arch. These are coneflowers that self-seeded. I wanted to show you, because this hasn't done very well lately, and look at this year. That's so pretty. Oh man, I love that color. I'm glad that they've been happier this year. This actually has two colors on this side. There's a white and a burgundy, and the white one goes second. Look back here. I see I got a pot, I forgot. All right, back up, and the star of the show, which I still need to get that iron on, and I'm going to link the iron that I use. It's the same iron that Laura uses from Garden Answer, but I wanted you to see this. Not in its full glory yet, but look how pretty that is. And then look at that pink with the blue. This is a spiderwort. That's another reason why I wanted to get out here even though it was raining, because the spiderwort closes at night, and so once it starts to get the end of the day, you can't see it anymore, and I wanted you to see it. This thing was laying on the ground when I came home yesterday, and I have it propped up by my birdhouse that's behind it. I also wanted you to see this. I added a burgundy sweet potato vine to both of these, and I really like the contrast in both of them. I think that's going to be really pretty as it gets bigger. So this blue, all this bluish purple is all the Tradescantia or the spiderwort. Is that what I said? I don't know. Yes, I think so. But I also wanted to show you this. This is my penstemon. It's blooming, so I wanted you to see that. And it just kind of has spread itself around. It's not really in one clump anymore, but that's okay. We need to go, let's go, actually let's back up a little and give you a better view. I need to turn my rabbit back. I accidentally turned it. Oh, another pot to pick up there. Sorry about that. Look at this view right here. That's pretty. Let's go a little this way. All right. Look at this. I love when the rain weighs down my Japanese maple. I know I've said that before, but it's just so beautiful. Oh, I know what else I want to show you. So right there and right here where that hole is, and then there's another one on the other side of this right there. Those holes are because I'm working on my son's garden. He doesn't really have a garden, but I'm trying to make it a garden. And I took out 3 daylilies, and the reason being is they're all too much in the shade now. They weren't really doing anything. So that's going to be replaced with a big blue hosta. I already have a summon substance back there, but it's not doing that great. But this is going to be a big blue hosta. And then this right here is all coming out, and I'm putting in a Anna's Magic Ball for winter interest, and those are a lime color and don't get too big so that it doesn't smush out my clematis on both sides. But I think that Anna's Magic Ball is gonna be great because I actually almost every day, I look out the window from up there onto this bed and try to decide, you know, oh, what could I change? What could I do better? And that was one thing that I really wanted, was I wanted to have just some more winter interest. So I'm gonna put that Anna's Magic Ball right there, which I think is gonna be really neat. I think it only gets like 2 by 2. So it'll give me some nice color, but without taking up too much space, and it'll look good in the winter. All right, so now let's go back this way. It's funny, every time I plant something that's not open yet, when I buy it at like a mix from the garden center, it never fails that it's orange or red. It never fails when it opens, it's orange or red, which is not my color palette. All right, let's look this way. Sadly, you will see the dead part of my coral bark maple. I'm gonna cut that part off and just hope and pray I don't kill the whole thing. But anyway, I think that's a pretty view also, minus the dead stuff. Let's get a little closer. More spiderwort. This is the old style lamb's ear, but I haven't pulled it out. I don't know, I still kind of like it. Now the spiderwort does look kind of messy, but here's the thing is, once it blooms, I cut it all the way back to the ground, and then I will clean up the stuff that's, you know, in the iris and stuff from the clematis, and this will look a lot neater. And if it still looks messy, I usually even, sometimes I'll go and just cut back the iris foliage when it starts getting brown. So I don't like how messy this is, but this will get better. Let's look over here. Okay, so you can see the coral bark maple is fine down there, but I'm afraid to cut this because I cut another part that was higher up than that, and that's what killed that part. So I'm a little worried about that. I figured out that the catmint is probably Walker's Low because it is a taller variety, and I think that's what this is. Now I'm not sure if I love it, I've said this before, in front of the border, but I kind of do, because it's kind of, you know, I love having that much color right at the front. And then this is the spiderwort that I got to start with, and all the stuff that's green is just, it reverted and spreaded itself by seed, and it reverted back to green. But this is what I initially bought, and this is what I like it for. But it's too pretty to have those blue flowers and yank them out just because the stalk is green. This little area is getting happy. These were, I think I bought this one. This was in the basement, it had bugs. This was in the basement, had bugs. And so it is, you know, they're coming back now. And I think this is just gonna be very pretty soon. Let's look at this. Look at those snapdragons. They were standing perfectly straight up till yesterday, but still, they're still looking pretty good, right? I mean, they're leaning a little, but not bad. And then I have kind of forgotten this. Look at this, I always miss it. I did that from seed. I love that. It's a Verbena bonariensis. I've never, so my friend gave it to me a long time ago and she said, well, once you have it, you'll always have it. No, it doesn't self-seed in my garden. Now it might this year because I don't have mulch down. I just have compost. So it may self-seed around this year. All right, one area I like to, or not like to, but I always seem to forget is over here by my patio. So let me go to that area for you. But first, let's start with this pot. So first I just put in my pink petunias that I grew from seed, and that looked fine, but it looked kind of boring. So then I popped in one of these quarterline that I overwintered, but it did have bugs and I had watered it down with the soap water and it seems to be fine now. And then I went out and bought just a couple of sweet potato vine and added that, and now I feel like that pot looks good. Before it just looked kind of boring. I have also been kind of working on this ring. I kind of ignored it when I first created it, but now I have hostas that are looking nice, and then I plant coleus on the space in between. My beautiful fountain. Sorry, I don't have it on yet. I mean, I've had it on, but it's just not on right now. But look at this area right here. This is coming along. Those are looking pretty. Daylilies are starting to open. This little area is very flowerful. I want to show you this though. I was really sad. These are my poppies, and they too were standing up perfectly, and I came home and they were all flat on the ground, which was such a bummer. But anyway, I went, even though I didn't feel like it because I was feeling kind of defeated, but I did. I got up, came out here, put those half circle trellises and made them stand up. And look at this, you guys. I'm glad I did, because look. These are about, let's see if I can get on this. These are about to pop. I mean, they're everywhere. There's going to be blooms all over this. And they're the real kind of like hairy looking ones, hairy poppies. And I'm really excited about it. I did go ahead and cut back, which I need to clean this up more, but I did go ahead and cut back this silver sage because the whole thing had flopped. The way I am about stuff is I want things to look clean. And even though it was still blooming, I'm like, I don't care. You have to go because you're looking messy. All right, so not the most exciting view to leave you with. How about we do this? Let's go back and go over the garden gate, and we will show you from there to end off with. And of course, as soon as I got over here, the air conditioner kicked on. Hopefully I'll be able to block that for you. But look at this view. That's not too shabby. And when it's freshly mowed, it's so pretty. But that will be coming in 2 days. And as I would say, I would think another 2 weeks, we'll have another tour, and maybe the coneflower will be open. I don't know, but we'll see. I'm sure there'll be things that are opening to show you in a couple weeks. All right, guys, bye for now. And I also want to just tell you really quick that I am doing 2 other garden tours in the next week. So you'll be seeing another one of Holly's, and she said it's just amazing how much has opened up and how great everything is looking. We'll be doing another Holly tour, and then I have a new guy that I'm going to do his tour, and so we will you'll be seeing that soon too. All right, bye for now. Thanks for watching.